Hi guys, it's almost the end of October, which means release of the ISOs, which means an article, what's new and how to stay rolling. But let's also include a bug that was introduced with the new release KPM Core. So the ISO that's in here, let's have a look at it. The ISO that's in here is the one from October, right? I tried to install it and everything is just fine, unless I decide to erase the disk with swap. Swap or hibernate will break the system. The tool behind it is KPM Core, and the message you get with this ISO if you want swap is gonna be this. It tries to create an ISO and a partition, but afterwards, after the second partition, it wants to create a swap, big or small, doesn't matter, and then it crashes. So that's something that came out a few 12 weeks ago at this point in time, and you can still install with the old ISO, which I need to do because I need to make a video, right? How to stay rolling. And the only thing is you choose this one or that one. These two guys do not need KPM Core. It's just one thing, one and a second, and not a third thing. So it's the swap thing that it says, oh, right, can't do it, and you get this error. In the meantime, the guys of all of the guys, right, EndeavourOS, Garuda, all the guys that use Garuda, use Calamares, they came together and said, okay, we need to make a patched version of KPM Core. But we do hope that in the future, right, let's say 2024, that KPM Core, the package itself, will make it possible again for Calamares to work normally without any patched versions. So the ISO that we're gonna release can again have the swap and then the big swap and the small swap, and whatever you choose as system to format, minus riser FS. That's maybe something to include in the video as well. So what is new will come in this article, ArcoLinux Info 24 -11, right? And how to stay rolling and what's new. The what's new is actually something you can just read on Arch Wiki. At some point in time, Arch ISO releases versions, right? Arch ISO is the way to create an ISO. And the article is being considered for archiving. Riser 4 development has stalled since 2022. There are no Riser 4 kernel patch sets in the AUR. And the question is still, should we still support it? And basically the answer is from ArcoLinux, let's not support it, right? See if we can find it. Maybe here. And then move to the commits. So commits. I always have trouble finding the commits in this one. And this version here is commits. So add, changelog, etc. Adapt, also fix. That's a problem that we had. GNU netcat from lang profile. That's gone. That's good. Was making conflicts here. You update, reflect, remove of riser procs, right? Removes riser procs. So they said let's remove it altogether from the ArcoLinux ISO. So hence you won't see it either in the new Calamares that we're gonna release now, right? In a day or two. So riser FS is out basically. I don't think it's not much of a problem. I mean, we have lots of choices still. If we just have a look at the Calamares configuration, there is still a lot of things to choose from. I believe it's in the partition somewhere. The file is in the partition.conf and it opens here. Okay, then you go here. And here we have the choices. You still have ext4, btrfs, jfs, f2fs, xfs. I mean, there's still a lot of choices to be made for partition wise, right? So let's just wait for this video this installation to finish. Then we have the old situation prior to October, and we'll update our systems. So KPM Core is not needed, not really needed well, it's okay if it's needed, but I mean, it's only necessary to patch the KVM core if, right? If when you're installing with Calamares, but later on, it's all fine. So let's just wait for this to install and continue. All right, it's ready to reboot. And then we'll have a look. How to update is always the same thing. There are lots of videos, like 120, 130 videos about updating. What you choose is systemd or refined or this one, grub. Grub is nice. I mean, it's graphical. You get a bigger screen, of course, in real metal. This is just a virtual box. You can change a few things if you like, if you want to add something behind it, sure. So it's all, well, I think grub has just been longer around, so you'll find more tutorials and articles and videos about it. And it's still nice to see, right? It's graphical. Choose another wallpaper, fine. So that's that. We have our system. Ctrl-T, you update the system. There's several steps you can take. The high road, like in fast, super fast, maybe I should, because I've made enough tutorials to be slow and educational. The faster one is maybe upall, right? Upall is the one that says, let's have a look. Yay, upall, right? Oops, sorry, alias upall. Then you know what this is. It's paru minus SYU, no confirm. And if all is well, it updates everything, right? That's the one kind of things, one stop to just install, well, update anything Arch, anything Arco, and anything AUR. Because paru is an AUR helper. There are quite a few AUR helpers. Okay, all good. But we have this, why don't we do this in an Octopi or PAMAC? I saw a discussion about Octopi not working for somebody. It just works if you have the proper versions and maybe you should build it yourself, etc. But why do you need it, right? It's the GUI, a graphical user interface for this. It's a front end for Pacman. So our advice has always been, go to the terminal and use the package manager. Pacman, right? That's the short for package manager. And read what happens to your system. Be aware what packages are being updated, why they're being updated. So a few XFC stuff, definitely important if you're an XFCE, etc. And have a look. Is there a systemd thing? Oh yeah, there is a systemd thing. Is there a kernel update? Are there NVIDIA updates, right? Things like that. There's new Zen, new headers for Linux. So the kernel update, all the alerts, all the flags should go up and say, okay, I need to reboot, because those are major files that you want to, well, to apply basically and see if it's still working. So rebooting makes sense. And yes, we've done some work on several of our ArcoLinux tweak tools. Crystal Linux is not new, I think. Lea's new, Blue Star Linux is new. So the compatibility of the ArcoLinux tweak tool on anything Arch is always fun. So we see a new distro based on Arch and we play around with it and see if everything works, right? Yes, there are so many based on Arch. At some point in time, it's just convenience. How fast is it? Does it have what I need? The workflow, the applications, the support for printers and Bluetooth and all that. If all is well, there are no deal breakers. And you choose whatever you like, as long as it's based on Arch. You can learn ArcoLinux and even right, other Linux distributions, since we explain you Ubuntu stuff, Red Hat stuff, Solid stuff, but not in detail then, right? So here we go. Updating. So basically today, this video, right? A sudo pacman -s ArcoLinux keyring should be mentioned, but is not necessary. So packages are being signed, so we know that they're okay, know that the source is okay. Source being Arch guys, Arco guys, Celtic guys, Endeavoros guys, Garuda guys, they're all in here. We all have it's possible to install all of them, and you know how with ATT, right? So there was no need to install the keyring, but sometimes we do need to fix the keys because sometimes we break the keys, and that's okay. So here we have Endeavour OS, Reborn OS, Garuda, Cultix. I mean, they're all there. Just you click of the button and they're present in your system. Now, what was I going to say? I had a fixed key, right? Remember this one, and we've made a few aliases for it. Let's see. That's the same thing, fixed key. That's the same, then that, then that, then that, then with an Z, sorry, right? I mean, you can type it any way you see fit, almost, because it's all gonna work. Fixed key is basically clean slate. It's gonna get everything, as you see, it's gonna get the last ArcoLinux keyring from online or from local. He's gonna check it out. You're online, so we can download it, he says. Reinstalling it, new keyring, making sure every aspect of Pacman, every folder, every file is gone and reinitialized from scratch, initializing things, then populating things. You see this these codes if you do an Arch Wiki, and you'll find people saying that's what you need to do. So there it is, the GNU GPG, but make sure you get a great key server. I know it's Ubuntu, I know, but it's the best server around for key servers to get the keys in. If you have something to install from AOR, for example, you need, where does it come from? The key. Voila, that's one of them. We've added that one, so adding, not removing or anything, it's just an extra line. So there you go, nothing really, not anything to say. So that means if we're gonna go for a tuner, right, and if we're gonna go have a look at a binary, what I need to make now is just a file, a folder basically, because I didn't do skel yet, right? So I'm just gonna go for the quick solution today. Everything is overwritten, boom, right? And it's gonna add a folder here. Now I'm gonna make one from 2410 to 2411 saying nothing to do, right? There is nothing to do. Everything is still the same as on the ISO. That's the idea. Stay rolling is when we remove things from the ISO, we also remove things here, etc. Maybe one last reboot. We've done our restart. We've done our work. Everything is up to date. We did a skel. Skel makes a backup for your config, but it overwrites it also. So have a look what skel is. It helps you when you have a crashing system, and it gets our default configurations that we fixed often into your system, right? It overwrites it, and voila, everything is working. And this is the backup. So here is exactly the same thing. No, it's not, right? Just compare, and you'll see there's some differences. Now, we tend to make the ISO as small as possible, is not really the idea, but lean, right? Lean, there's not that much software on it. So, for example, melt is not there, right? There are things in here, just one development thing. Normally, melt is there in development. Graphics, no GIMP, no Inkscape, internet. Just the one. I do like Vivaldi and Chromium to be there, but not for me. I'll do my ArcoLinux Nemesis script and install the rest, because this is not how I want to work, right? This is an ISO for you guys. So I'll add, well, I'll remove things and I'll add things. And the same goes for you guys. Make sure you add and remove stuff. Stay in control. The way I do that is with a script called get nemesis. You can type this as well on ArcoLinux. It creates knowledge in the sense that use my scripts, right? Use these scripts, all kinds of things in here, and I just run 0. And with this 0, I actually can install all kinds of things, right? I'm not limited to Arch. I can do Linux Mint stuff, Alma Linux, Ubuntu, Void, and if none of those are present, he'll just go ahead and do the Arch things. So this is all about Arch, intervening for some of these guys, right? And then removing things, installing things, making sure I'm in control. And that's something we can only promote. And how do you do that? With scripting, right? You don't need to type every single time. What I'm gonna type now, sudo pacman -s melt. Enter, right? Every single time. Let script do the work. So we're talking about this folder here and this folder here, and then comparing it. Don't want to see this, that's the same. So these are the differences. And that's it. This is because we launched Sublime Text, right? Small differences, nothing important, I see, but that's how you do it. You compare these things. But like I said, many other videos have been created to explain you more in detail, like all the aliases that we have. If you're new to ArcoLinux, we kind of have a few aliases, right? A few. So remember, if you're looking for something to edit something fast, for example, a lot of things start with an N. And these are basically all the import files on your system that you need to know anywhere, right? Any Linux distribution, you need to know these guys. All right, enjoy your systems. Cheers.